Happy Halloween! Alright guys, I'm here in my favourite spot again to do another reading, and as you can guess, it's for the weekend because it's also Halloween, and that's the reason why I've had my little chum with me. Should actually light up and scream and things, but I think I've used it too much so the battery's gone. So what I'm going to do is pull a couple of cards out of my pocket down here, look, and I'm using the A.E. Waite deck for today's reading, and I'm only using the major arcana because it's all about spirituality, isn't it? So that's what this weekend is about, being spiritual vibes and things like that, because there's a lot of, let's say, strange energy that's going on right now. Very intense energy, especially with the blue moon coming up tomorrow, and that, according to astrologers, is in conjunct with Uranus. Not quite sure what that means because I'm not an astrologer, but apparently it's going to bring a lot of change, surprising change and things like that. So there's a lot of high energy, a lot of expectation, I believe, from this weekend as well. I think certainly in some places big changes are expected and may even happen. We don't know. Let's have a look to see what the cards say from the A.E. Waite. This is like a holographic version almost. So I'm just going to pick a couple of cards, just random here. I hadn't even shuffled these. I'll just pick them out. Just pick something out from the middle, so excuse me for a moment, just swap hands. So I'm just going to pick something out. Let's see what we get. Okay, so we've got Temperance, so that's a good sign. So that's something that we need to be aware of. I'll pick another card out. Let's see what we get here. And there you go, we got Death. Temperance and Death, transformation, and also a sense of balance as well, isn't it? Yeah, with Temperance, doing things in moderation. So there we go. Just hold these up, you can see them. See, Temperance and then Death card. That's a rebirth, isn't it? That's a regeneration. That's something that's ending, coming to an end, and then starting again. So when I look at these particular ones in the A Waite, you got the knight on the horse. You can see that there. You've got the knight on the horse. You've got the white rose and everything like that. And he's like one of the four riders, isn't he? Coming to claim what's his, so to speak. So that could be the energy that could be around. Well, from now, actually, from today, Friday the 30th, all the way through till Monday the 1st, maybe even Tuesday the 2nd. You know, and I know in America there's big things happening there with the elections and things, and there might be an outcome there. Well, in fact, there is going to be an outcome there that's not going to please everyone. so how diplomatic is that? But because of this intense energy, okay, there is a need also for moderation. We need to temper our spirit in some ways. We need to temper our emotions. We need to do things in a way which keeps us balanced and doesn't tip us over the edge. And that could be overreacting to what people say, perhaps on social media, overreacting to maybe a comment made by someone in the pub or something like that. You know, as if you're allowed to go into pubs. In some areas, obviously, we can't. Or a family member. I mean, tensions are high at the moment all around the world. It's not just in America. It's not just here in the UK. It's all around the world. Tensions are high. It's an intense energy because, you know, this blue moon energy and the full moon, it's the hunter's moon and all this kind of thing. And it's in Taurus. And it's in the sun sign of Scorpio. So whereas Taurus is practical, you know, and wants to be doing things in a logical way, the intensity of the scorpionic energy may not allow that. You know, so there may be a situation where things could tip over the edge, if you know what I mean. It could go in a surprising way. And you have to be careful of that, I suppose. Because doing things in moderation will keep you balanced. But there's also the feeling that not everything is going to go as planned in some ways, because it's quite chaotic energy. Apparently with Uranus in the mix, that can bring some surprising situations out in the open. And well, obviously we don't know exactly what that's going to be until it actually happens. But certainly tomorrow, Saturday, which is the 31st, and Halloween, you know, that energy is going to be at its peak, isn't it? And here in UK, I think the moon moves into Taurus sometime mid-afternoon, and then obviously that's when the energy is at its peak here in the northern hemisphere. For you guys in the southern hemisphere, that may have already happened, you know, because you're a day or 12 hours ahead of us. So you may be already experiencing that massive change or whatever it is. But there are other events, because the energy itself, it doesn't just last on one day, does it? I mean, I've already started earlier on this week feeling the pull of this energy, and strange things have been going on. I just felt very intense, quite moody at times as well, you know. So that is going to be really intensified over the weekend, and maybe last into the start of the week as well. So yeah, very Halloweenish, Scorpionic kind of energy here, isn't it? Because the Death card is a Scorpio card, but then you've got Temperance, which is more of a Libra card. So Libra being an air sign, that could be about our communication. So it could be something surprising that comes up as regards to communication. Maybe a message that comes in, a surprising message, or a surprising notification, something that someone says that takes you by surprise, a sudden explosive burst of anger that leads to who knows what, that kind of situation. Yeah, so it's still going to be a happy Halloween. We're not able to, I don't know what it's like for you in your area, but certainly here in UK, we're not going to be able to celebrate Halloween, or whatever you want to call it, All Hallows Eve, the way we would normally do. We're not going to be able to do that because of different restrictions and so on, different areas. So there'll be no organised firework displays and things like that. A lot of that will be done at home. And there's two sets of opinions on that. You know, there are those who say, well, it's not going to be safe. And if you do it at home, there's more chance of being injured by the fireworks and things. Well, not if you do it responsibly. We've been doing it by ourselves for decades. You know, these organised firework displays are a more recent thing that have been organised, obviously, by local charities to raise funds for whatever cause they are supporting, and which is a good thing. You know, they do help out. However, they are a recent thing. So firework displays don't have to be perfectly organised. And if I'm being honest, I prefer a more home-like party, if you like, when it comes to like a Halloween or even New Year's. You know, obviously you have to be careful of bonfires and things like that. But with the fireworks and things, I prefer to be more localised, because it's more personal, I feel. You go to one of these firework displays, and I'm going off the track a little bit, but you go to one of these fireworks displays, and it's all organised. You've got a huge crowd of people, you know, standing around, or throngs of people, and half the time you don't get to see the fireworks. Not as well, all the entertainment, because you know you're in amongst all the crowd, and there's always somebody standing in front of you who's taller, yeah, and bigger. You know, and blocks your view or whatever, you know. So I'm not a big fan of that. Although, saying that, I have helped out at such events before now to help local charities and so on. But I prefer the home one. Getting together with your neighbours, have a neighbourhood one, if anything. But obviously, with all the things that are going on right now, that's going to be difficult. So, communication, surprising news coming in. I believe that we may learn something over the weekend that could be quite shocking and maybe be a game changer in certain areas. I'm not necessarily talking about the elections in America. There could be other situations, lots of other things happen in the world where these changes are happening right now. Here in the UK, for example, that big change could well be that the UK government decide to go into a more intense lockdown situation for all of England or all of UK. Now there's certain, I think like in Scotland and Wales, I think Northern Ireland, they've got kind of lockdown situations there, what they call fire breaks or circuit breaks, whatever you want to call them, and it's only like for a few weeks. The way the situation is, and the way the government appears to be panicking because of all the different news that's coming in from scientists and surveys and things like that, there could well be another big lockdown coming. And that's obviously going to have a knock-on effect on people's lives and livelihood. We'll have to wait. So maybe we'll get an announcement over the weekend, maybe made official on Monday or something like that. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So expect big change. Expect a regeneration. This also could well be, let's put it on a happier note, okay, on a more personal note, this could well be for you yourself that you come up with something, some new idea that's going to bring balance and harmony into your life. It's going to change things for you, sort of regenerate your life, kickstart it, reboot it, whatever you want to call it. So certainly with Libra being thoughts, and this Libran kind of energy, is, I would say, there is a chance, you know, because of the Scorpionic energy, there's a chance of, I don't know, rushing into things without really looking at it. You know, so be careful of that. If you do get this big idea that you feel is going to move you forward in your life, help you and your family to move on to the next stage in their life or whatever, you know, get you out of the pity pit that you're in at the moment, be careful. Look at it first from all angles. And don't just jump in with both feet. With Mr. D here, this is a very positive card. So overall, it's going to be a very positive weekend. And with the Temperance, obviously, that's going to be a very positive weekend. So the signs, in that sense, are looking good, you know. I feel it's going to be an exciting ride over the weekend, energy-wise. Just feel that I can't really put my finger on it, you know what I mean? There's something going to be happening over the weekend. It's going to be absolutely mega. And for a lot of people, and I say a lot of people, it's going to be absolutely brilliant. It's going to be absolutely mega. It's going to be exactly what they've been asking for, that kind of situation. For others, not so, unfortunately. The other little thing I will say about temperance and moderation is be careful with overindulgence. Be moderate in your eating and drinking. Otherwise you might have one mother of a hangover on Sunday. But you know, if you're going out to enjoy yourself, and you know, and it does work out that way, that you get absolutely pie-eyed on a Saturday, if you're allowed to, like I said, whether that's at home or whether that's in a pub or something. Yeah, enjoy it. Like, try and do it in moderation if you can, for a simple reason, you know, it could have obviously a knock-on effect on your health. Know your limits, that's what I mean. Know your limits. And that could also be with food. Know your limits with food. Yeah, because you could wake up with you're feeling extremely full and bloated on the Sunday, and you don't really want that either, because that kind of spoils the day. If you're walking around and you're just feeling bloated all day and bleh, horrible, icky, not very good, not very good. But go out and enjoy yourself, guys, if you can, or enjoy yourselves at home, and keep an eye on the news. Don't have to watch the news programs avidly, but keep an eye out, keep an ear open, because I think something big could be coming, that could be announced over the weekend. Alright guys, that is your reading. I hope you enjoyed that. Happy Halloween, enjoy your Halloween, and you know, have some fun, guys, have some fun. Yay, that's what it's all about. See you next time. Bye bye.